Hello! Hello, one and all. Welcome once again to the stream. I am your host, MouseDrive, also known as Shelby. And today we are continuing a little thing I was doing on a Monday. I think it was like Monday morning. We are... Oh, why is my mic peaking so bad? It's like so loud. I actually need to turn it down. Usually, I'm used to my mic being like way quieter. So we'll see how this works out. Yeah, do let me know how the audio balancing is. So yeah, we are going to be reading Soul of Sovereignty Prelude by GGDG. Last stream we got through the demo, which was quite short but very enjoyable, and now we are going to be continuing from where we left off. I forgot to copy my save over, and I don't even know if that would work from the demo version. So we're gonna have to kind of skip through the first part to get back to where it left off, but that shouldn't take too long. Yeah, I'm quite excited. I really enjoyed the demo. There were a lot of twists and turns that I didn't expect after seeing, you know, so much art and like talk of the game on Tumblr and whatnot. Before we get into it, I'm gonna talk about my day because I've had a nice day so far. I had a pretty normal shift at work. Pretty usual stuff there. Nothing too exciting. But I got after I clocked out, I got some tinned fish because I've been wanting to try tinned fish because there was this woman on YouTube Shorts who I kept seeing, who was like a tinned fish reviewer who had all sorts of like premium stuff that looked really nice. So far I've had I snacked on the smoked salmon and olive oil that I got, and that was quite nice. It was very light, very flaky, very mild flavor. It could have used a bit more salt. You know, I enjoyed it. It was yummy. I also have some anchovies and a can of King Oscar mackerel. So we'll see how those go in the coming days. I also went to a very nice. I wouldn't really call it a liquor store. It's a wine store, and they also have like beers and ciders. And I picked up some ciders that are okay. They're not my favorite. They're like a little too dry. I wish it was like slightly sweeter. It's like a blackberry cider. It's okay. It's just all right. I don't know if I'll be getting that specific flavor again. I'm like so far from my mic and I'm peaking it. Like this was not a problem I had with my old mic, which was a similar one to the one I'm using now. Same brand, basically same model. But it started like freaking out. I think yeah on the Final Fantasy stream with my roommate the other week. It was like exploding and it kept fucking disconnecting and shit. But this one seems to be working just fine. I was worried it was my computer, but yeah, this new mic seems to pick my voice up much better because I'm like literally like every other word I'm peaking it. So that's interesting. Yeah. I'm a little tired. I only got a few hours of sleep. But it's my day off, so I can worry about that later and catch up on my Z's later. Let's see. So I might be a little. I'm feeling pretty good now, but towards the latter half of the stream, I might get a little sleepy, start kind of screwing up dialogue here and there. So forgive me if that happens. Yeah, so that's about it. That's about it for me. Any chatters here yet? How's everyone doing tonight? Anyone in the lovely chat? Any oomfies? Hold on, I'm looking at blue sky. I hope everyone's having a good day, because I'm certainly having a pretty good one myself. Yeah, so I think it's about time we get into it. I've been live for about 12 minutes here, exactly, as I said that. So let's read. Let's read book. Let me go over here. Give me just 1 second to get the music volume all worked out. Man, this something's freaking me out here, because I have, this is a Ren'Py game, and I'm assuming this is a side effect of that. But I'm in full screen, and it's making my other monitor like really low frame rate, and it's making me think that something's wrong. It's like scaring me. Yes, okay. So, we are going to go over here. Here? I think this should be the same. But yeah, to do a little story catch up, since we're gonna be skipping through this initial stuff. This girl we see here, is supposedly sick, as we learn near the start here, and she takes something from her home, from this church, and runs away. Then we cut to Loic, a florist, currently residing at the Lamplight Inn, in a kind of desolate part of the world outside of the grand, I believe, the grand city of the Mosaic. The sick girl runs into him there, and after a bit of chatter, they decide to head up to this temple, this hollow temple. Where the girl says that the cure for her illness is. On the way up, Loic shows he is proficient in flower reading and flower magic. The girl, Ismay, reveals that she is not actually sick, and they make it to the temple. Then, twist, Ismay was not looking for a cure to an illness, and was not sick at all, and instead is looking for this thing called the sovereignty, which apparently is the key to building a new world. And she specifically wanted to bring Loic with her to unlock the secret of the temple and allow her access to the sovereignty. She also has a gun, which she shoots Loic with, and then they both enter this portal to the realm of the divine, where they find the voice, I believe it was called the Voice of the Sovereign. And the Voice of the Sovereign kills Ismay and is like, oh, now you, the witness, Loic, must, test, you must prove your loyalty to the new sovereign, or whatever. And he says a prayer of sorts that seemingly binds him and Ismay together. The Voice of the Sovereign, halfway through this, goes kind of mad and casts them out from the divine realm. And as both of them, or as Loic at least, leaves the gateway into the divine realm, there's a massive fireball that trails behind him, and then everything goes dark. And that is where we will pick up once we skip through all this dialogue. There's the Lamplight, the Heart of Tarn. Alma, the owner of the lamplight, made some terrible soup. Loic says she needs to sell that old TV that doesn't work anymore. There's a girl in the snow. She's terribly sick. She's pallid. It's Pallid Woman Wednesday. They talk about the temple. Alma says it's worthless, and you know there's nothing there. But Ismay convinces Loic to go up there with her. Also, Loic reveals that he is looking for something of a cure himself. A flower said to be potent enough to cure any illness. There's a little bit of lore about the disaster that destroyed everything outside of the mosaic, which was created by the creator of the sculptor. I missed it there, and I can't remember off the top of my head. So our first hint at flower magic. I believe that was a Policia, which represents fire in the language of flowers. Continuing on, continuing on. There is quite a lot of this. It took me, I think, about an hour to read through the demo. They spot the temple, the bridge is out, they have to go the long way around. God, I want to find a brush similar to the one Gigi used for this. Like, I love the texture on everything here. I need this kind of fuzzy, almost crayon brush. Similar about the animals that were caught out in the maelstrom that tore apart the world. How they came undone and then fused back together all wrong. There's beasts afoot. There's creatures. Watch out. A weird dog might appear and you'll never be ready for it. Half of the guise is lifted. Ismay is looking for the sovereignty, but she hasn't revealed her full hand yet. More beasts. Oh, and for some reason, they don't attack her here. Something about Ismay. The beasts of the outer world did not want to touch her, despite the fact that they chased her down in the first place. Quite strange, quite strange. Loic shows his potential for flower magic. I like this little sketch. This is cute. Loic is so handsome. We're almost caught up here. Let's talk about the god Tanum. And Ismay reveals her hand. She knew of the flower shop that Loic runs, and knew that he was capable of revealing the secrets of the Hollow Temple. And here's the beautiful clown we all know and love. We also learned that she's capable of potent creation magic, which I'm sure will be a lot of fun down the road. It's also described as new magic, which I'm eager to learn about. Oh, by the way, this clown is strapped. She's got a fucking gun. It's so funny that the fucking the magical evil clown. I'm still clipping my mic so bad. I need to like move it away a bit. But the magical evil clown has a fucking gun. Okay, and then once we get into the realm of the divine, I will start reading from there. Actually, here we'll start from here. This isn't too far from where the demo left off. Pleasing my ancestors is beyond me at this point. Still, a useless apology flits through my mind before I turn it toward the task at hand. At a simple acknowledgement, the dawn's eye opens to me, and I read. Where you walk, sight of fame, let truth not hide. Bit by bit, the enchantment begins to unravel, the room as we see it melting away. A rush of cold is the first sensation to tear through the veil. Fresh flecks of snow on our faces, clouds of warmth from our lips, then the sound of trickling water. We stand in a courtyard, a fountain blanketed with lilies in vivid shades of pink and blue, ornate pillars on all sides inscribed with the words of the poet. This hollow temple is the most complete remnant of Aksen to survive into the modern world. But that isn't what I've been brought here for, is it? At the center of the pool stands a peculiar door. Otherworldly light issues forth as a deep, resonant voice envelops us. Children of the Creator, come. I think the game might be a little loud here. The music is a little bit loud. I'm gonna turn that down. Without hesitation, Yzme drops her weapon to the floor and throws herself into the light. But what compels me to approach? I place my hand through the door and a palpable shift in atmosphere sends me reeling as if from a burn. Somehow I can feel the massive distance that lies between this side and the other. How many adventurers' hands fell short in the years before this moment? And if what lies beyond really is the power to remake the world, then what have I done? This time I can't look away. I must steel myself and walk through. To a place built not by humans, not even by artisanry, a hall so pristine that every step feels almost improper. A realm divine. The Sovereign Hall. Honorable children of the Creator, you are welcome. At the end of the hall stands an altar guarded by a living statue. Its voice and manner are empty, and patches of feathers cover its body like ivy on a decaying building. From behind a winding scroll, the Guardian's eyes seem to stare at nothing. You have come to the resting place of the sovereignty. I am its voice. The ruling sovereign has failed, and his world decays beyond salvation. But within you, I sense the approach of a stronger vision. In reaching this place, you have proved your faith. Will you save this world? Yzme! The sight of the voice so arrested me that I nearly forgot to call out to her, but she flashes only a quick grin at me before turning back toward the altar. I will. then you must be tested. Didn't you just say that I proved myself? In reaching this place, you have proved your faith. You must next prove the faith of your witness. For a reason I cannot comprehend, terror clutches my chest. Wait! With a swift motion, the winding scroll becomes rigid, sharp. The voice's hand finds Ismay's back to steady her, and the newly formed blade finds her heart. Her face remains contorted in shock as she slumps to the floor, clearly dead, even before I rush thoughtlessly to her side. Ismay, oh God! But the voice watches me with unfeeling eyes. Why do you grieve? What? Did you not come here as her witness? Say the prayer and she will be reborn. I don't understand. What prayer? A binding of souls. A pledge to usher her unto the seat of the sovereignty at the cost of your freedom, at the risk of your life. Will you do this? As if it's the simplest question. And she'll die otherwise. She has died. Already her soul slips away, drawn to rest. But say the prayer and she will be reborn. I'll do it. Then speak the words. Restless soul by sovereignty marked, to you I offer willing hands, willing to do. The voice's steady tone begins to falter. No, no more of this, not again. No more, no more! The serenity of the hall is shattered as the voice lets out a hold on. The serenity of the hall is shattered. As the voice lets out a terrible cry, I catch a glimpse of its eyes shining with rage and fear. Be gone! The spirit unfurls its wings, great banners of flame. I stagger back from the altar, my senses already muddled with the smell of smoke. I can't linger. And so I hurry away, down the stairs that twist and buckle violently beneath my feet. Through the gate, trampling the carpet of water lilies, through the halls of the temple, stumbling out into the cold. Suddenly there's a loud sound, a burst of flame at my back, then nothing. Here is where the new stuff begins. What? Sorry? I don't think I copied the files right. Hold on. Please hold. Oh no, our table! It's broken! I fucked up. There was something in copying the files. I was like, I did the like it was like trying to replace everything in the demo folder. And I did let me decide for each item, and I think I just forgot to like click like check all. So now we have to wait. We have to hopefully we don't have to click through all that again. That would be embarrassing. Hee. Okay. Here we go. Alright. For real this time. Chapter 1, after demo. 2 weeks? Her curls glittered in the sunlight as she shook her head. Why 2 weeks? 2 weeks is no time at all, sweetheart. Who knows? You might not even want to come back by the end of it. I'll be dead by the end of it. Now, none of that. Oh, what about Duval's? You love that place. The bakery's name clearly sparked her interest. I could almost see the reflection of that chocolate raspberry cake she loved so in her eyes. Then, stubbornly, she closed them. Well, they're opening one here, so that's not even exciting anymore. Leah, work with me here, please. I know you'd rather stay. If I had it my way, you could. But this is the reality of it. There's nothing I can do. Nothing? Maybe one small thing. Hello! Welcome! We're just starting Chapter 1 post-demo. So you're right in time. Does this mean skipping 2 weeks into the future? Finally, a real smile. Matter, yield to memory that two may dwell as one. The poet wrote that about the Cloud Sage. I thought you hated that stuff. I do, but that one's not so bad. Steadying my heart, I folded her hands lightly in mine and began to speak with purpose. Be present for a moment, Leah. The stream is going quite well. I had a little blunder with copying the files for the full version of the game, but it's going well. I like this VN quite a bit, and I'm excited to see the rest of it. Be present for a moment, Leah. Hear my voice. Feel your weight where you stand. Savor the scent of the roses in the air. Even consider how much I'm boring you with all this. She was listening intently, but dignified me with another smile anyway. Know that memory ties you here. However far you wander, it will lead you back. And with that, I've done the complicated part. All you need to do is remember. Skeptical look crossed her face. I can use this to just come home? Whenever? Only for a little while. Save it for when you really need it, okay? Oh. Oh, he's such a good dad. The wind howls. I wake to my guest room. Somehow I've made it back. As I slowly sit up, my eyes focusing, the events at the temple bubble to the surface of my memory. I was shot, wasn't I? But the tear in my sleeve has been mended, patched with artisanry over my bandaged arm. The lingering pain is all that reminds me now. And there's that blizzard that was still on the horizon when we left. But Eve may have been caught in it if... Maybe I could use a bit more rest. Back to sleep so soon? Ah! Ismay! How? What happened to you? What do you think? I fucking bit it. You saw what that thing did to me. Well, this is my first time speaking with a ghost. I might need a moment to get my bearings. Well, this is my first time being a ghost, and it fucking sucks. Nobody can see me except you, and believe me, I've tried everything. A binding of souls. I wonder. What the hell are you talking about? That guardian we saw, the voice, it told me to recite a prayer naming you my god, effectively. The way I heard it, that would have resurrected you. What? Wait, what? Ismay, did you not anticipate any of this? Are you joking? I told you the whole reason I went out on a limb was my reliable source. Not so fucking reliable, it turns out. I was expecting the sovereignty to be hard to get. I didn't know this shit would be a part of the deal. Maybe it isn't. Something happened before I could finish that prayer. The voice went berserk all of a sudden. Then finish it now. How can I never heard the whole thing. Now that I think of it, the words I did manage at the altar have already faded, like a dream from my memory. Hello, Haunt. Welcome. I need to move my mic away again because it's too loud. Before I can say this, footsteps approach. Oh, good. You were out for a full day. I was starting to get worried. I did what I could for your arm, but I'm no doctor. Should have just let you take care of it by yourself. Not at all. Thank you, Alma. The shield brought you back. Search team went out to the temple after they saw some kind of light there, and... Anyway, there's a cop waiting downstairs. Tried to get rid of him, but he's hell-bent on grilling you. Kept asking me about that girl you went with. I'm winning. I guess I'm winning. How do you win a visual novel? How do you win at a visual novel? How do you win at reading a book? I'm enjoying it. Is that winning? Hey, what happened out there, Loic? Thought the temple didn't have anything. Certainly not worth anything getting shot over. I'm not sure what happened, Alma. I'm sorry. Still out of it, huh? Well, I'm sorry to send him right up, but he'll get suspicious if I take too long. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right. With a little nod, she reluctantly heads off. Langley. Come again? The cop who's here looking for me. I saw him come in while you were out. A real VIP, I take it? God, no. He'd cream himself if he heard you say that. Helpful to know. What is he, then? Right now, a church lapdog. Not that he'll admit to being here on their business. I doubt he even cares. I'm beginning to think I may have underestimated your religious family. Oh, you have no idea. Just don't tell him what happened at the temple. I don't want him to have the satisfaction of knowing I'm dead, even temporarily. I'm gonna go on and save here, just in case. Footsteps heavier than Alma's make their way nearer. When the door opens next, a stifling presence fills the room. Loic Ard? Oh, not the voice I wanted to give this guy. Okay, try again. Loic Ard, Commander Theodore Langley of the Shield. It's a pleasure to... Let's skip the pleasantries. I've wasted enough time in this pit as it is. Last night you made contact with a woman calling herself Isme. Tell me everything you can about her. I see that this is an urgent matter, sir. Unfortunately, I don't have much information to provide. Isme came to the inn last night seeking an escort to the temple. She claimed that her life... Yes, I heard it all from the innkeeper. What else did she say? Anything about who she was, where she came from? Nothing, actually. She was very quiet on our trip. After a few failed attempts at small talk, I decided to leave her be. And the temple? What happened there? I don't know. Just before we arrived, she pulled out a gun. I thought I heard her telling me to empty my pockets, but I was already frazzled from the journey. Without thinking, I ran. That was when she fired at me. I blacked out, and the next thing I knew, I was here. I do my best not to acknowledge Isme's approving grin. When was the last time I had to lie so boldly? And to an officer, no less. Ah, right. The search party found this at the scene. Look familiar? Yes, that's... Oh. Ah! Relax. Convincing enough to the untrained eye, I'll give her that, but it's flimsy work. Like all her constructs. I doubt it would have fired a second shot without falling apart. He pulls the trigger and the gun shatters into light. Like so. Punch him. Only a joke, I know. But then, what is this discomfort that falls upon me as she says it? The girl likes to call herself a master of illusion, as if that means anything. Artisanry without substance, without discipline. The best she can manage. My breathing grows deliberate. It's only when I become aware of my efforts to calm myself that I realize how tense I am. Certainly he's less than friendly, but was Langley's voice always so aggravating? No, my exhaustion is to blame, but another voice rings clear in my mind. The voice of my new sovereign. Go on, get him while his back's turned. Better yet, smash him with that chair. I am not myself. Though I desperately will it to remain at my side, my trembling hand reaches out. Please. I say it without thinking, a strained whisper. Oh? Oh, what's this? Wait, you said something about naming me your god. And now, you have to obey me? Is that it? Oh, this is great, actually. I just thought that it was funny to... Are you listening, Mr. Odd? Pardon me, yes, I'm listening. All at once, that oppressive feeling recedes. I still cling to the chair more to brace myself. No, I can't throw away a perfectly good pawn now. You and I still need to make this official, don't we? All right, I think that's all we have to discuss. Leaving only one last order of business. Which is? The details of our investigation are highly classified, Mr. Odd. But rest assured, I mean to smoke her out. Don't care, out of my way. What? Commander! A young officer throws open the door, shoving her way past the temporary guard. What in the hell? Commander Langley, sir! Is it true you're going to destroy it? We're done here. Sir, wait! You can't! We've barely even... Wait! The officer follows Langley back through the door. I hear their footsteps thundering down the stairs and out of the lamplight. Ismay drifts toward the window, listening for the frantic voice until it becomes too distant to make out. Please! Please! Her gaze lingers on the horizon, as if she can see across the distance to where her body lies. It strikes me then how ghostly she seems. Truly a fading spark of life. Whatever I managed at the altar was enough to tether her to this world, to me, but her silence now tells me that she and I have arrived at the same conclusion. She has died. Already her soul slips away. That portal to the sovereignty. Fuck, if they destroy the temple. Fuck, I'm really dead. I'm really going to die here. Let's not panic yet. She seizes me then, her hands digging into my shoulders with such force as if to shatter them. Pain tears through me as my back hits the wall. No! No! I am not going to die here, not after all this, not when I'm so close! Searing, relentless agony unlike any I've felt. I can focus on nothing but holding myself together. Ismay, stop! You're going to go back to that temple. You're going to say that prayer. I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you have to die for it. All right, but please, enough! The merciful sound of ascending footsteps frees me at last. Alma. Okay, back to bed with you. Now that they're gone, I can give you a piece of my mind. With a shooing motion, she ushers me to lie down, then sighs, sitting softly at the foot of the bed. Loic, listen to me. Can't help everyone. I know how badly you want to, but sooner or later you're gonna end up with more than a bloody arm. Then who'll be there when Lelia wakes up? Oh. Been at this for months. If that miracle flower of yours were around, you'd have found it by now. I get that you're spinning your wheels here because you need someone to help, even if it can't be her, but this isn't good for you. I think it's time for you to help yourself. Move on. Better yet, go home. And maybe it won't take a miracle, you know? Maybe it'll just happen one day. In fact, I heard about patients who have... Alma, please. Sorry. Look, I've said my piece. You get some rest. With that, she goes, shutting the door behind her. Ismay hasn't taken her eyes off me once, but I lack the words to say to her. Instead, I turn toward the little bedside table where my notebook lies undisturbed. I pick it up and hold it for a moment. I still remember the look on my daughter's face when she realized that the meager enchantment I'd woven could not end her trip on the second day. What it could do was project the image of home to her, and her to me, while she remained very much where she was. Needless to say, she was less than happy with the results. You told me this would take me home. I told you it would let you visit. Bringing you from there to here would be big magic and too dangerous for you, so don't try to improvise. Then you do it. Come on, is it really so bad over there? Yes! She stomped forward, forgetting the limitations of the spell, and seemed to stumble over something I couldn't see. Probably a piece of furniture on her side. Ow! Careful, honey. See, there's so much stupid stuff here. Of course it's all gold and sparkly. Ugh! Oh, you know her tastes. I had to wear the worst outfit yesterday, and smile and talk to all these strangers for hours. Smiling at strangers? Well, that's just inhumane. Did you get a fancy dinner out of it at least? I wish I didn't. There were fish eggs. What? That does it, Leah. I'm getting you out of there. Dad! No, don't try and talk me down now. I'm already on the line with, yes, hello, authorities. They're serving my daughter caviar. There it was, that grin that pretended to be sick of my antics. I loved that look. But as her gaze drifted past me, it began to fade. Indistinct as it was, she could see the couch where she would usually collapse after school. Home at last, the spot where she'd be laughing at me now if she were truly here. She grew still. I hate it here. Oh, honey. The moment I set aside my work, she ran toward me and collided with thin air. Oh, the wall. This spell is stupid. Hey. We laughed as I made my way to her. It can do this, at least. I miss you. I miss you more. But hang in there a while, Leah. You'll be home before you know it. I promise. My skin prickles painfully under Ismay's glare, reminding me of where I am. But my eyes remain fixed on the notebook. I could return home. The sage alone wouldn't do it, but joined with one or two others. I could be back to the shallow comfort of the mosaic in an instant, too far from that doomed temple to do anything about it. Even if Ismay followed, death would claim her before long. I tucked the notebook away into my pocket. Let's go, Ismay. There's another route we can take. Beneath the lamplight sleeps a secret, an old auction hall where Mosaian collectors once bid on relics from outside, free from official regulation. What eventually brought an end to these auctions was not the attention of the authorities, but the dwindling value of old-world treasures in the eyes of the rich. Looking back, perhaps that was the earliest death rattle of the spirit of discovery. Oh, hello. Is this a snowmobile? Our best chance of making it in time. And there's the key, dangling carelessly from the ignition. What reason would she have to hide it? I don't like doing this, but I suspect I don't have a choice. Good to see you're catching on. You know, all this time I thought you were a dead wife guy. Turns out it was a sick kid. Though I guess it could still be both. Lelia, huh? That's a cute name. Thank you. What, bad mood? At least you're alive. Maybe you should listen to your innkeeper friend and count your blessings. Alma means well. She has children of her own, you know. A grandson, last I heard. Any of them yours? I stare. But I admit there's a part of me that appreciates the attempt at levity. When I last came to Tarn, I was still a student. Alma was running the lamplight even then, at the end of its heyday. Even then, she was just as much of a grouch, and just as caring beneath it all. The town was completely different, though. Warm, full of excitement, full of people. Now it's dying. Anyone can see that. Alma's kids moved back to the Mosaic as soon as they were old enough, but she's still here, clinging to the warmth of those old days, I think. She always treated me like family. She'd never let me say it, but I could work at the lamplight for the rest of my life and never repay the debt I owe. And bless her, but she is a bit of a hypocrite. At the end of the day, she has her own stubbornness just as I have mine. And what the hell does any of that have to do with me? Nothing, but thank you for listening. I needed to clear my head. We're almost there. Almost. A pillar of light, absent on our first voyage out, pierces the distant sky above the mountain. Little wonder the shield came running, if this is what they saw. As the hollow temple rises into view, so does a great shadow hovering beside it. A shield airship, Commander Langley's very own. I pull over at the broken bridge, helpless to stop what comes next. Of course, it was impossible for us to outpace him. Still, I hoped, naively, that the commander might have shown restraint, if not respect for the history of the place. Amid the smoking rubble, I find no trace of that peculiar light. It's not over yet. There might still be a way. Isme? She says nothing, as though the very will to speak has left her. Isme, let's not give up here. Can she even hear me? Perhaps the far-off hope of returning to the Sovereignty's Hall was the only thing sustaining her. Perhaps the call of rest has swayed her weary soul. Either way, her time is drawing to an end. I take the notebook from my pocket. Countless hours spent lingering over one particular flower have formed the slightest gap in the pages. These days I can find it without looking. There was a part of me that thought like Alma, that you'd just wake up by some twist of fate, even without a miracle cure. That was why I took this along, so that I could be with you as soon as you opened your eyes, cry with you no matter how far from home I was. But that won't just happen, will it? So let matter yield to memory. Let the Sovereignty's guardian hear my voice, and its hall meet me where I stand. Let distance be no obstacle, if only for a moment. And please, let it be enough. I silence my desperate heart and focus. By even one visit to the Sovereignty's realm, memory tethers it to me. It's a faint connection, a spider's thread catching sunlight, but just enough to follow. It leads far above the mountain, higher and higher until stars fill my vision. Amid these, a single speck of familiar light. With a gentle pull on the thread, I beckon it nearer. Matter yields, shifting to allow the entry of a distant place. Smooth, glossy stone nestles into the snow-drenched earth. Light without dawn showers the trees. Howling wind grows mild, tamed by an unseen presence. I ready myself to face the guardian spirit as I remember it, ablaze in anger, its feathers stained with blood. Instead, as its figure begins to rise before me, all is still. Ismay's corpse lies not at the floor as I expect, but cradled in the arms of the voice itself. The creature hangs its head placidly, as if lost in thought. Upon noticing my half-there presence, its mouth opens in surprise. You have returned by Fahim's gift. Voice of the sovereignty, I come as Ismay's witness. Give me the words, and I will pray. Why? Her time has nearly expired. You may yet retreat from this place and be free. But I won't. Please, give me the words. She has deceived you, injured you. She has brought nothing but misfortune upon you. Understand that in doing this you surrender her will until the end of this world. You surrender to her will until the end of this world. I wonder how much you know about me, or about the circumstances that led me here. Perhaps more than I do. Even so, let me explain myself. About a year ago, my daughter fell ill. Her affliction has no cure. I left home in search of a miracle which I have yet to find. A smile is all I have, and now I must reckon with the possibility of never seeing it again. I don't know what to do with myself. I've tried to be a helping hand in Tarn, but Alma's right. It's a bandage over my grief. I think this is no different. Even if my daughter can't be saved, even if the glimmer of hope I've been chasing is a fantasy, right now, I beg you, let me at least have the comfort of saving someone. Even her. Whoever Ismay was before we crossed paths, I have no idea. But nothing she did to me, however wrong, was deserving of death. And what a horrible way to die. The sovereignty is the power to remake your world. Consider the world she will make. Can it be so much worse than this one? An uneasy silence stretches on. Man's will is divine. Man's judgment is divine. Witness, speak the words. Restless soul by sovereignty marked, to you I offer willing hands to toil, a willing heart to bear your name, a willing voice to praise, willing eyes to witness the end. To avert the death of the world, the builder raised a great tower, a new home for all humanity. But the true death of the world had not yet been born. She had not yet reared up over the mountains, crowned in the glory of dawn. Her gaze had not yet pierced the hearts of the shield and sown fear in their depths. Holy shit, dude. Oh. Don't look so shocked. Didn't you come all this way to smoke me out? This is the shield. Dispel this construct at once and... I know exactly who you are, Theodore. But I guess you're still confused about what I am. I am a god marked by the sovereignty. I am light and hunger. I will devour this world. But there might be a place for you in mine. We both know how good you are at licking boots, Commander. Feel like giving these a taste? Open fire! Hear me? Fire! Now! At Langley's command, a burst of cannon fire rings out, but the assault falls like snow, soft, then still, emptied of purpose at the unseen touch of the divine. A gentle lift of her head sends the onslaught soaring back. God help me, what have I unleashed? Heavy damage, sir! Your orders! Fall back. I'm not dying for this. Did you not hear me? Fall back! I can't, sir. The controls won't respond. Delicious. How delicious this is. The mosaic's finest, scrambling like roaches. Langley trying to look unbothered, barking at whoever's closest as if they can help him escape. But this is my domain. A promise of the sovereignty to come. A single thought is all it takes to hold him in the palm of my hand. Not even firepower to destroy your shitty little ship, Theodore. What did you think it was going to do to me? He says nothing, but I can hear the stream of curses sloshing around in his skull. Maybe death is what you deserve. But I want you to tell your bosses what's coming. I want them to hear it straight from your lips. Now go. The ship shudders and obeys, trailing off into the builder's waiting hands. Exalted, a voice calls from above. Return in glory to my hall. And I can see it, just beyond the parted clouds, the place where the sovereignty dwells. So that's where it was. As I am now, the heavens are well within my reach. Loic, I sense his blood run cold. My faithful minion, we have received an invitation. Shall we go? After a moment, he cloaks his fear in a smile. As you wish. When I first set foot in this place, it was enormous, bright, overwhelming. Now the voice of the sovereignty itself seems so small, like a caged bird. Seekers of the sovereignty, exalted and witness be praised. You have overcome the first trial. The first? This world cries out for a worthy sovereign. You have not yet realized the fullness of your vision, nor manifested it by your works. This taste of godhood is momentary. Until you overcome the remaining trials, you must continue to walk the earth as a human. What? Worry not. You shall draw power from the faith of those who pledge devotion to you. This witness, too, is your strength. So long as he lives, you remain immortal. Now a second trial awaits in the remains of Erekest. Go and triumph, Exalted. Wait, no! I always figured that if I ever tried to go to heaven, I'd get thrown out. Excuse me. In a way, this is poetic, which doesn't make me feel any better. My borrowed godhood unravels around me, leaving me completely bare. I don't even have the will for magic, let alone the strength. I can only close my eyes and sink, small, pathetic, and exhausted enough to die a second time. Alright, so we have a god in the making, a bound servant, a flower butler, and both of them are now enemies of the state. Pretty cool. I wake in a patch of grass. No snow in sight. This must be it, right? The afterlife? But no, when I look down, I find that strange scar branching out across my chest, still glowing. My bare chest. I guess it makes sense that my glamour fell off when I died. The cream-colored coat lies draped over the rest of me. This is when I usually get myself in order, a new costume, a painted face. But thinking about spending any effort on magic right now makes me want to go right back to sleep. Who cares? Good morning. Oh. He sits with his back to me while I slip my arms through the sleeves of his coat. I can't make myself a new one. I've never had the knack for artisanry that you seem to. But keep it as long as you'd like. I'm in no position to ask anything of you now. Where are we? Who knows? If I had to guess, I'd say the sovereignty flung us a bit further south of home than Tarn, which was considerate since we're most likely being expected there. He pats the ground. Why don't you come and sit down, Ismay? You've had a long night. Why? Why? If you're asking me why I revived you, I had a little conversation with the voice about that. I'm relieved you missed it, honestly. I doubt you'd have liked to sit through all that sentimental nonsense. Give me the short version. I wasn't prepared to watch someone die. I saved you because I wanted you to live. To have a chance to seize your dreams, however selfish. That's all. But if I can disappoint you a bit further, I don't believe that everything you told me on the way to the temple was a lie. About the person you wanted to save with the sovereignty, I mean, even if it wasn't yourself. Then you're an idiot. That's something I can live with. I love Loic. He's so charming. He's written with such like a outwardly he feels very dry, but some of his lines do show that he's like he's got a bit of a sarcastic side. He's you know, he's not, you know, totally stone-faced in you know, what he says or does. And I like that. I appreciate that about him. He's the sensitive florist with a little bit of a sassy side. I've already told you what I want. If you didn't believe me, that's on you. And from now until the day I remake this world, you serve me. Don't expect any pity just because you tricked yourself into it. But if you make yourself useful, I don't see the harm in keeping an eye out for your sick kid flower along the way. Very kind. How shall I make myself useful, then? Don't ask me that yet. I just want to sit here for a while. Then that's what we'll do. Feels like a good a time as any to save. In the beginning, you looked to the horizon and foresaw the death of the world. To preserve life, you raised this great tower, this new home for all of humanity, our mosaic. From the farthest reaches, you gathered every soul together in your embrace. But now your children are lost. They've forgotten your grace and your love. They've forgotten themselves. Seduced by the outer voice, they wander in darkness, blind to your perfect vision. I have a feeling this isn't Yzma, but I'm reading it in her voice anyways. I ask now that you let them see. Let them behold you in your glory as I have. Return to us and set the world alight, O architect of our refuge, Lord of peace, merciful builder. Oh? Do we have a rival godling? How interesting. Why can I not? There we go. Do you remember? The vents were open that day, letting the wind pass through. Real wind, not this stuff they normally churned out to keep people from going crazy. This was the wind that lived and breathed, that I could swear blew my hair into my face on purpose. The sound of it took me to places I could never imagine seeing with my own eyes. I didn't totally understand why, but I kept coming back to the roof on ventilation days. But that particular day, a teacher saw me, and I learned that we weren't actually supposed to be going up on the roof. Too dangerous. I got detention, which I didn't take too well. I don't know who this is. Is this Yzma? This might be Yzma. I was a good student. I could handle teasing, rumors, even being alone, as long as I didn't disappoint anyone. That was different. 30 minutes in a room I'd never seen the inside of before. Put on my bravest face and opened the door. It was meant to be a quiet place to reflect. Prayer was encouraged, never required. But how could I do anything else? The second I entered the room, my eyes were glued to his image, larger than life, on the wall. His gaze, too sacred for our sight, pierced the veiling hands and fell squarely on me. He knew how afraid and upset I felt, how harsh I thought my punishment was, and he sympathized with me. But was it so simple? Was going up to the roof the only wrong I'd done? I stood before him, dumbfounded and defenseless. The layers of my heart fell away one by one. I could hear a jumble of my own thoughts echoing in my head. What had I been so obsessed with? The wind that lived and breathed, what did that even mean? Places I could never imagine seeing? The outside, the rotting world we'd been saved from? I lived in safety and comfort in the loving embrace of the Almighty, and I daydreamed about going out into the dead wilderness. What was wrong with me? My lip trembled, my fists clenched, disgust welled up in me, but the thought of crying was worse. If anyone deserved to cry, shouldn't it be the ones whose love I'd thrown away? And yet he smiled at me, softly, patiently waiting for me to go to him. Please, please forgive me. I'm sorry, you know what's in my heart. I try my best, but I'm weak, and tears blurred my vision. I blinked them away. I'm starting to think this isn't Ismay. And with clear eyes met a smile that hadn't changed. He still waited. A sick feeling spread through my stomach, and I knelt. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was imagining things. I was letting the voice in, but that isn't what I want. I want to live in your vision. I want to be remade, so please. He continued to wait. What was it? What hadn't I done? My breath grew short and frantic. The world around me started to spin. Finally, the thought struck me to look elsewhere for the source of his disappointment. And for the first time, I saw you there. You leaned with your back against the wall, looking at nothing, ignoring him. How can you just stand there? The words spilled out. I barely even heard myself shouting. You just lifted your eyebrows at me. You know you don't have to do all that, right? What? We're in here for 28 more minutes, then we can go. Praying isn't gonna pass the time any faster. It had only been 2 minutes? I'm not trying to pass the time. I want to make things right with him. What did you do? That's for him to judge. Wasn't gonna judge. Just curious. Hey, well, wanna know why I'm here? They caught me on the scaffolding again. I mean, they'll throw the book at me for any reason, but that was today's. The scaffolding, like on the outside. Yeah. That's... What? Why? Isn't that dangerous? Have you ever felt the wind out there? It's nothing like inside. Once you really feel it, you never get over it. At least I haven't. Can't breathe sometimes when I think about living here forever. That's why as soon as I get the chance, I'm out. I stared in silence. Man, I knew it. You are cool. Sorry, me? You haven't rolled your eyes. If you think I'm crazy, you're at least being nice. I'm kind of here for the same reason as you. What? Whoa, for real? The wind is different. It really is. I just like to breathe it in. Sometimes I swear I can even... In the corner of my eye, I saw the builder's smile turn cold. Never mind. What? No, don't look at him. Forget his stupid face. I flinched. He's not... Don't say that. Okay, sorry. You can look at him if you want. Or you could look at me. You walked around opposite the image so that I'd face away to follow. I was nauseous. My heartbeat pounded in my ears. But I did follow you. You smiled big and bright and fearless under the builder's gaze. Okay, not Ismay. I was doing Ismay voice again. I didn't realize it then, but that smile healed me more than his ever had. When did I start hating you for it? Chapter 2. The Beast. Everyone enjoying it so far? I certainly am. This is riveting. This is thrilling. I love my new fucking clown godling. There are no stories about the builder's rise to power. Now it's easy. His faithful hands would tell you he was always a god, that he created the world and everyone in it. A well-meaning, holy idiot with no clue what mortal life was like. No wonder the mosaic was the best he could do. Maybe if I looked at it that way, I'd be playing the part of a hero. Too bad I know better. The sovereignty, the power to reshape the world. A legend that eluded even the mosaic's so-called greatest treasure hunter, and it was mine. Everything I could dream of was mine. Until it wasn't. You have not yet realized the fullness of your vision, nor manifested it by your works. Until you overcome the remaining trials, you must continue to walk the earth as a human. Now, a second trial awaits in the remains of Erekest. Erekest, some ruined capital. Loic knew the name. According to him, we'd arrive on foot in 2 days. A little persuasion made it 1 day with no breaks. Now the sun sets beside us on a worn-down mountain path. Below us a valley of thick fog like endless nothing. Tired already? He's been lagging behind long enough by now that I have to raise my voice. I catch a flash of exhaustion on his face before he sweeps it under the usual smile. A bit. Whatever godly stamina the sovereignty has blessed you with seems to have skipped over me. But we're making good time. Perhaps we can spare an hour or so to rest? I asked for a yes or no, not an itinerary. Now keep walking before I make you crawl. As you wish. And then a little bow, and that's it. You know what? I've decided I am tired of walking. Carry me. This makes him pause like he's unsure he's heard me right, but we both know there's no mishearing. Soon enough, he stoops slowly down to offer his back. All right, off we go. You know you're not fooling anybody with the fake cheer, right? He laughs, barely. You yourself warned me not to expect sympathy, Ismay. If you'd prefer I begged for it now, you need only say the word. Now I'd like to say the amount of heavy lifting I did at the shop would surprise you. On a better day, I might manage like this a while longer. Sadly, between the lack of sleep and all of yesterday's excitement, I think we've discovered my physical limit. So, with apologies... Huh? Huh? Oh! Hey! Shit! Ah! Oh. Was that... okay, that was my tablet disconnecting. Thank God it wasn't my mic. I would be so mad. Hold on, I need to take a little... I'm actually going to take a small break here. My throat is getting a little sore. I have not had anything to drink in this whole almost hour and a half. So I think I might go make myself some tea real quick. We are going to... yeah. I'm going to step away for a second. This is a time for anyone else who's been listening along to take a break as well. Get yourself a drink, get up and stretch, get some water if you need to, and we will return shortly with more Soul of Sovereignty. For now, enjoy the prelude OST, and yeah, we'll be back in a minute. Hello, I return. I've got a nice cup of chamomile tea with a hefty portion of local honey. I have to wait for it to cool down a bit, but that should keep my throat nice and soothed as we continue to read here. Yeah. Did I actually post in here? Oh, no, I didn't. I forgot. Yeah. Let me just check a few things real quick. Check my socials. Oh, Maribee is doing a art fight, fucking parallel play, you know, reference drawings, art party. That'll be fun. I'm so excited for art fight. I look forward to it every year now. Like ever since I got really invested in like making and fleshing out OCs, I've been like, ooh, fucking art fight. Oh, my heaven. I'll have a little less time for it now that I'm working a full-time job, but I still plan to do a little bit. I need to work on my references. I still need to put Guppy on there. I started working on a ref sheet and then I forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I've just been busy with other things, so it'll take me a bit to get that finished, but there's still another month before art fight starts. I think it's July, not June. So there's plenty of time to work on things. Yeah. So I think with that, it's time to get back to it. Let's pause this and return to Soul of Sovereignty. Fog everywhere. I can barely make out the mosaic's shadow in the distance past the slope we tumbled down from. But here's my witness, collapsed a few paces away. He didn't fall that hard, did he? Hey. No. If you die, I die, and I'm not going out like this. Get up. That's an order. Oh, your concern touches the heart. And you may rest assured your immortality is in no danger. If I can just have a minute to catch my breath. Fine. Shame on me for expecting my sworn servant to get a little exercise for his god. What happens when I order you to do something you really don't want to do? Such as? Oh, I don't know. Kill somebody? You'll want a more capable man for the job, I think. But I've already told you I'm not convinced by that kind of talk. Even without hearing the full truth, I believe you're searching for kindness, and you're just as worthy of it as anyone. Please. Well, however I'm choosing to look at it, the decision's been made. No going back now, even if I might do some things differently, given a second chance. But while we're on the subject, there's something I've been meaning to ask since we entered into this relationship together. Shoot. What is your vision for the sovereignty? What kind of world will you create with it? A world for me. What else? Yes, I imagine any sovereign hopeful would say the same. My question is more what that looks like exactly. Oh, reclining on a throne, naked servants feeding me little fruits. That kind of thing. I'm only encouraging you to give it some thought. He thinks he can fix her. Sunday! Welcome, you're just in time for more Evil Jester. A little bit of context to catch you up. Welcome back. So Izme here has become I guess like a candidate for a new god to reshape the world in her image, and also she sucks. And Loic is her like eternally bound servant. So that's kind of where we're at. They're on their way to their second trial to claim the full power of the sovereignty. I'm only encouraging you to give it some thought. After all, the voice seemed to think your vision had a ways to go yet. If nothing else, have you considered the lives of ordinary people under your rule? Other than the naked servants, I mean. You can have a thong if you're feeling modest. A benevolent god indeed. But let's cut the shit. What kind of world are you hoping for? What kind of world are you hoping I'm hoping for? Come again? I can believe that you saved me because you felt bad or whatever. That's fine. What I don't buy is that a smart guy like you wouldn't be looking for a way to make it worth his while. You say I'm worthy of kindness. In other words, if you're nice enough to me, you'll be able to call in a favor once I'm in charge. So let's hear it. In fact, I'll take a wild guess. Your kid, right? For better or worse, I've signed away my life. Am I wrong to hope it was for the better? So you admit it. You misunderstand. I mean to save my daughter with or without your help. I was already prepared to manage without. But if the sovereignty does fall into your hands, there's one favor I think you'll be inclined to grant me. Oh, now this I've got to hear. Ismay, when I watched you rise from the temple as a god in all your glory, I was truly, deeply afraid. But as you issued your challenge, words getting stuck on my fucking tongue. But as you issued your challenge to the shield, to the mosaic itself, a part of me rejoiced. That tower is the only home I've ever known. Within its walls lie the dearest treasures of my heart. And yet, well, to make a long explanation short, I have a good feeling that you and I share more common ground than you think, my fellow heretic. Cool. I'm sorry, do you hear that? What? Now I do. The slow approach of a propeller. Ugh. I don't need the headlights blaring through the mist to confirm my first thought. I know a shield SV when I hear one. Help is on the way! Please remain calm! Great. The pilot makes a sloppy landing and rushes out to greet us. Are you two alright? I heard a scream and oh, she's so cute! Oh my god! Oh my goodness! You're her! She falls to her knees on the spot. Please have mercy, I'll do anything you want. Oh, how cute. And what do you think you can offer a god? Get up. Maybe there's something you can do for my mortal deadweight. Sure enough, the SV is packed with supplies. A blanket, a radiator, first aid stuff. Most importantly for my witness, a few pitiful rations. Thank you, truly. Don't mention it. And you... Wait, do gods eat? I never, hosted one before. If you don't mind my asking, we've met, haven't we? Very briefly at the lamplight. Yeah. Felice Ferret. Fell, for short. Loicard. Pleased to meet you properly, Miss Ferret. Likewise. But really, this is our third time crossing paths. You'll have to forgive me, I only know the one other. You wouldn't remember the first time since, well, you were unconscious. Outside the Hollow Temple, I brought you back to Tarn. Really? Then I've fallen further into your debt. Not at all. I'm just happy to help. She sits there, staring into her lap for a while. Since we've run into each other like this, can I ask what happened at the temple? But I can't imagine you missed it. A towering deity struck down your superior ship in plain view.
Well, yes, but I mean, before that, when the temple lit up, was anyone else there? Maybe a woman about my age with short hair, and she would have had a cape tied around her shoulders, too. Oh, it's her from that flashback. The two of you were there, so I figure you might know.
Quick question. Where are we?
What?
The middle of nowhere on a path to some ruins no one's cared about in 50 years. Does that about sum it up? More or less.
I don't.
Great, because I'm having a hard time believing a rookie OS patrol just happened to run into us here. You know the whole shield is looking for me. I liked your little rescue act, but you didn't mistake us for random travelers. You've been following us. So what's the plan? Let's say I know this girl you're asking about. If you were hoping a first aid kit and a cereal bar would get me to tell you anything, you're not gonna cut it as a cop, hun.
You're right. That's why I quit. I stole the SV, all my equipment, and just ran. After Langley destroyed the temple, when he knew that someone could still be inside, Please, please, I just want an answer. I want to know what happened to my friend. I need to know Nino's still okay.
Nino? No, it couldn't.
So you really do know her? She's someone who means a lot to me, and it's my fault if there's any chance she's alive, that's all I want to know, please.
If she went inside... No. Don't tell her a thing. He flashes me a wounded look, then closes his eyes. I'm sorry, Miss Ferret. Believe me when I say I hope for Nino's safety with all my heart.
What? Then that's it? Mr. Ard, with how she talked about you, I thought... She said you saved her life. But now you won't help me find her? All it takes is for this false god to say no?
Oh, so now I'm false. Sooner than you think I'll be the only god. Mr. Ard here is just ahead of the curve, and he's a very loyal follower. Too bad for you.
You!
She draws her weapon. That's more like it, rookie. Too bad it's still not getting you any answers. You can't kill me. She stares me down for a few seconds, obviously having second thoughts. Then her aim jumps to my side. I realize Loic has raised his palms to offer peace. Stupid!
Then what about him?
The look on my face spurs her on.
You care if he dies, don't you?
Miss Ferret, please, calm down.
I'm not asking for a lot, alright?
You don't need to do this.
It's not like I want to, but you're not giving me a choice. Why won't you just tell me? What else am I supposed to do?
Sleep.
What?
Panicked, she steadies her aim. But she must feel the air softening as he speaks. I can tell even before seeing the dim light pinned at his waist, swaying with his steps. He lays a hand on hers and says again, his voice calm and clear. You've done enough, Fel. Sleep. Looking lost, she breathes half a question before her knees give out. Oh. See, if I were her, I would have just shot you. If only. What flower was that? Hey, Feather, but give me a moment, please. He's knelt down beside her, rifling through the pages of his notebook. What, you're not done? That was too sudden. She'll suffer if I leave her like this. Likely even more when she wakes. Who cares? I do. Please, just one moment. Now that I look at this girl, she really is struggling. Clenching her brows, still breathing a mile a minute. The flower Loic picks out is another mystery to me. Something white. As it comes alive, bathing her in light, he brushes her hair away from her eyes, then lightly cradles her head in his hands. Oh, she's not dead. Loic used a flower to put her to sleep because she pulled a gun on him. The second time that's happened in just as many days. Yeah, he's kind of being controlled by an evil jester. At this point, it would be a better fate, I think. He talks to her in that warm, soft tone. I can't make out the words. Her ragged breathing slows and the creases in her brow start to fade. Finally, something close to a smile shows on her face. Alright, there we are. Did you have to do it like that? Like what? Nothing. You're not going to pass out again, are you? You sound like shit. He winces with laughter. Unkind, but true. I can't advise you to depend on me for any more magic until I've properly rested. He has spell slots, dude. He's D&D. Lucky us to have stumbled into such a lovely campsite. Wait, here? With the cop? Formerly, and fast asleep as you can see. Until she wakes up. Not for some hours at least. And I assume you'll be awake to keep an eye on her either way. I wouldn't have gone to all the trouble of tracking him down if I didn't need him. And I'd already be in Ericus by now if I didn't need him alive. But still, what the hell. Whatever. Thank you, Ismay. Good night. I was fully expecting him to just, like, fall over again. Oh, why don't they give me the fucking perspective character on the first line of dialogue? Here, take him.
Huh? Huh?
Go on.
Thank you?
Yeah, so you don't feel anything, right?
Huh?
No? Man, I knew it was a dud, but I had to try.
Huh? No, wait, seriously, huh?
You know that research assignment?
The one due next month? You're thinking about that already?
Yeah, I picked my topic the day we got it, and you're looking at them.
You mean the flowers are your project?
Oh. Not just flowers. I'm investigating flower language. One of the greatest mysteries of the ancient world.
Flower language? Like unrequited love and stuff?
That's what everybody says. Here, just read the stupid pamphlet they gave me at that place.
In Pre-Mosaic Palace, flowers with particular meanings conveyed messages of love and longing from sender to recipient. Thinking of you, I pray for your happiness, my heart aches. All could be expressed with the right arrangement of blooms. In Accent, people would come to ascribe far more varied meanings to their flowers. While some might strike us as bizarre today, did you know the pink hydrangea means underwear? When taken as a whole, Accendi flower language is beautifully nuanced and endlessly fascinating. And then there's a glossary. Yellow roses for friendship, Policias for regal beauty. Oh, there's the hydrangea underwear thing.
It's so dumb, right?
I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm not the one researching this stuff.
Well, first of all, Accent invented flower language. And they weren't just using it to send love letters.
What were they using it for?
Everything. Marcel Mullen, here we go. Marcel Mullen wrote about it. He said it was the most powerful magic known to man. With the right flowers, sages, they called them sages, could do anything. Healing the sick, taming the seas, moving mountains.
That sounds scary.
It sounds cool. Anyway, it was a total mystery. The temple expedition couldn't get off the ground for years because nobody knew how it worked. And then, Marcel Mullen actually met a real living sage, someone who could unlock the secret of the ruins.
And they still didn't find anything?
Yeah, but that's just it. The sage disappeared. Anonymous flower hate mail. That is funny as fuck. Flower that means fuck off. Flower that means go to hell, you fucking downright dirty bastard. I hate you with all my life, with all my soul. Go to hell. For real. Sincerely. Go fuck yourself. Flower that means you stank. Mullen's last report said the excavation team came back short one person.
What? You mean like they died?
That's what I thought. But here, look at this.
She handed me a magazine open to the cover story. A familiar actress smiled at me, arm in arm with her co-star. Fifi LaCour? Oh, I didn't know she got married. Cute. Wait, the sage is Fifi LaCour?
No, read the article.
I skimmed through the descriptions of her luxurious ceremony. Famous designers, elite chefs, way more celebrities than I cared about, all piled into that fancy new resort at the top of new construction. Then, weirdly, a whole section about flowers. When he proposed, he didn't even say a word. I swear this is true. He gave me flowers on my birthday, and I figured that it was a sweet thought. But when I looked at them, I just knew. It felt like everything he wanted to say flooded right into me, down to the letter. I was stunned. He'd planned to give a little speech and then surprise me with the ring, but I was sobbing, yes, before he got the chance. Fifi's unconventional proposal left such an impression that she insisted on hiring the same florist for the ceremony itself. But when we asked for her name, she played coy, wanting to protect her hidden gem from the spotlight. Oh, okay, you think this is the magic?
I know it is.
It's not exactly as mind-blowing as you made it sound. I was expecting her to say the flowers exploded.
Ah, come on, you gotta admit there's something there.
Fine, I guess.
Anyway, I've been trying to track down this florist.
Too bad Fifi didn't give you anything to go on.
Right? And now there's like 1 million more shops jumping on the trend. I've been to a dozen already. But I'm not giving up. Not until I see it for myself.
Look, people, look with your own eyes. However tall the mosaic may climb, it remains only a tiny corner of the world as it used to be. And that world is all around us, still, right now, more than a memory, more than some troves of riches ripe for the plunder, the living, breathing world. But don't just take my word for it. Look.
The request seemed easy enough. True. The request seemed easy enough. I was reading that and fucking... I wish they would just give me the perspective character... GGGG. If you were listening to my voice right now, I'm speaking directly into your ear. In future chapters, put the perspective character on the first line of dialogue they say. Please, I'm begging you. My life depends on it. They're hunting me down as we speak. The request seemed easy enough. And despite the look on my daughter's face after the client had left, it wasn't far too out of the ordinary. I had considered a number of approaches. I need to drink some of my tea. Hold on. It's so yummy. It's chamomile with a big spoonful of local honey. So tasty, so soothing. I'd considered a number of approaches. Striped carnations, your feelings overwhelm me. Sunflowers, daffodils, I take joy in my solitude. Pomegranate, if only I could. The more options I weighed, the less I could deny what I was doing. Flimsy euphemisms, every one. I was skirting around the obvious answer, the most direct expression of the client's feelings. How dare you? I sat alone in the workroom, watched by a crowd of scornful faces. The arrangement itself was trivial. I could have let one of the new hires handle it, had I not feared wasting their effort. But I'd made my bed. Nothing else to do but try again. Again I traced the flower's form in my heart. I reflected on the client's seething words, and the meaning appeared to me. When I made to lay my hand on it, I brushed a different memory, as one unwittingly touches a live wire. Concentration shattered, I watched another bouquet wither into uselessness. Just then, a call from the outside swiftly cleared the storm from my mind.
Dad!
Come in, honey. Is something wrong?
There's a weird customer asking too many questions.
Don't say it like that.
I mean, she's asking about magic, the serious stuff.
In her voice rang a note of conspiratorial excitement she'd barely attempted to hide. Uh-huh. And is our visitor representing the shield by any chance?
I don't think so, but she's really intense, and Sammy is so useless.
Be nice to Sammy, please.
He's too nervous. Everything he says just makes her more suspicious.
I'm sure he's doing his best. Let's give him a break. I took a moment to check the flowers clipped to my apron, all in order, before heading out to the floor. Samson had been with us at least a year by then, my first full-time hire. His open warmth made him an excellent clerk, but really I could leave just about anything to him but the magic. Lelia, somewhat resistant to changes around the shop, would not fully warm to him for a few more years. She quietly retook her seat, obscured by a vase at the edge of the register counter, from which she could comfortably judge both Sam and this new threat. The confrontation had stalled by the time I entered. Sam stood anxiously at the counter, looking anywhere but at the impatient young visitor. At last, he met me with great relief. Oh, Mr. Ard. Phew! I think this young lady has some questions. For you? So I hear. Thank you, Sam. Then I took notice of the visitor. A girl seemingly only a few years older than my daughter. A confident smile spread wide across her face at my approach. Well, good morning.
Hey there, you're the boss?
I am. Is there something I can help you with?
Yeah,
Whoops.
Matter of fact, I think you might be just the guy I'm looking for.
Then I hope I don't disappoint you. Please, go on.
See, I'm researching the magic of flower language. That's what you do here, right?
It certainly is. After all, expressing our hearts to one another is a kind of magic.
Yeah, okay, but I'm talking about something way bigger than that. Real magic. I read that in ancient accent, people use flowers to do things we couldn't even dream of today. Legendary, world-shaking stuff, miracles even.
Wow. And to think, I've wasted all these years making centerpieces out of them.
Come on, I know you know what I'm talking about.
Worn down somewhat, I tried a warning. I'm afraid I don't have a clue. What God-fearing Mazaean would?
What's there to be afraid of? What's he gonna do? Who cares if he doesn't like the old world? It's not like he can stop us from talking about it.
A brief silence passed. She was young.
And hey, it's too late to play dumb anyway. I already know this isn't a normal flower shop.
Is that so?
Well, yeah, the big guy over there freaked out as soon as I asked about magic. Sorry, boss.
I think the apology clinches it, Sam, but that's alright.
I mean, see, I knew it! So, oh man, I have so many questions. Did you work with Marcel Mullen?
To be honest, those days were so long ago that I hardly remember them now. Sammy so cuties.
Huh? I mean, it was kind of a big deal.
You'd be surprised what people forget. Sometimes even what's foremost in our minds, like fresh footprints in the snow. The visitor scoffed. Leah watched me closely. You don't believe me, but have you ever gone somewhere and completely lost track of why?
Nope, got a mind like a steel trap.
Ha, that's youth talking. Me, I'm always forgetting the most important things. Greg here can back me up. I was hoping you would chime in, Sam.
I don't know, boss. I don't know, I'm real vulnerable right now.
Kindly, the stranger laughed. Leah, too, and a bit more than she'd meant, for she shrank back into hiding when her voice drew a curious glance from the friend she'd yet to meet. Alright, that does it for the comedy segment. Let's move on. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Oh, yeah, wait, there was something I wanted to ask about.
Flowers, hopefully? I'm not sure God damn it, I keep right-clicking. I'm not sure I'm qualified to answer much else.
Yeah, I guess.
Wonderful. True to our name, we at the Messenger favor arrangements with purpose. We prioritize meaning over aesthetics, but of course we can accommodate any preference from you or your loved one. Do you happen to have a recipient in mind? Someone to whom you'd like to express a certain thought?
Well, there's this one girl who makes me laugh and listens to me talk about anything, even if it weirds her out. And she's really pretty, too. And she's the best friend I've ever had, so she makes me want to do my best, I guess? You know? Ugh, I should have written a letter, huh? That sucked.
Not at all. One moment. I might have sent her away empty-handed on a different day, but I appreciated the diversion, however brief. Sincere affection. A very welcome break from the order I'd left on my table. Apologies for the wait. Here you are, for the one who brings you joy.
Whoa! You did that so fast, and it looks so nice! Thanks! Wait, how much?
On the house.
Whoa! Really? Thanks so much!
And so the stranger left with a dazzling smile, having fully abandoned the matter that brought her to us.
You should have charged her for that.
My God, the world's youngest accountant! Where did I go wrong?
Whatever.
Thus rewarded with the look I adored, I'd have happily forgotten everything else. Yet I couldn't ignore the dark cloud over my assistant. Chin up, Sam. We're all right. Yeah. Sorry for the trouble. Don't be. I should have prepared you, and after the article, I'm relieved it wasn't an inspector. Next time, don't hesitate to call for me. You got it. Briefly passing the shop's side windows, the young visitor exchanged another cheerful wave with me before slipping out of sight. At the time, I expected her interest to fade long before the charm on her memory would, as was often the case with the casually curious. Complacency on my part, I admit. I'd yet to learn that Nina's was no casual curiosity. Hey, time to wake up. You've slept enough, right? I couldn't honestly say. Has something happened? Yeah, the sun came up and I'm tired of waiting. Get in. She gives the side of Fell's survey vehicle a loud slap as she heads around to the pilot's seat. I realize I'm not going to talk you out of this. What, stealing a stolen SV? Really? Stranding this woman in the wilderness, I meant. Not my problem. Get in. Having left myself no room for resistance, I obey. Phyllis stirs only barely, still enfolded in a joyful dream. I must take some solace in knowing I've offered her the only kindness I can. Aerial survey vehicles were a more common sight in the old days. Of course, the stated purpose of the outer shield remains unchanged, to protect the mosaic from external threats, but back then average patrolmen often rescued would-be explorers who wandered too far off the beaten path. As the number of wanderers dwindled, so too did the daring rescues. At her age, I doubt Officer Ferret would have seen enough excitement in the field to earn this rickety SV its scars. But at least one mark is hers, a lone photograph taped over one of the flight displays. These make coos sarcastically before flicking it out of her way. She takes us into the air with surprising ease, almost nonchalant. Clearly, this is not her first time piloting a shield vehicle. Meanwhile, I rescue the photograph. Oh. It really was Nino. What? Oh, right, you knew this kid. Yes, I had the privilege of employing her for a few months. In a word, fearless. Her best and worst quality, to be completely honest. But we were all happier for her presence. She wanted more than anything to become an explorer. When the world moved on, her fascination only burned brighter. First time we met, she tracked me down, looking for answers on the so-called Hollow Temple. Meaning she was after the sovereignty. I would say her ambitions fell short of yours. You two might have one point in common, although her religious upbringing was a bit more ordinary. So what? Ran away from home? Ran into the Sovereignty's halls and got herself skewered? Oh, Ismay. We know it's on the other side of that gate, and her girlfriend wasn't there to bring her back to life. You do the math. We aren't entirely sure that Felicie saw Nino enter the gate at all. Whatever helps you cope. Seeing no future in which the survey vehicle is reunited with its pilot, I find a place for her photo in the pages of my notebook. It's all I can do. Damn, we're already at 2 hours. I'm getting sucked into this thing. Take another sip of my tea. Alright. Seat of splendor carved in stone, shaded by boughs of gold. So the poet wrote of Arrakest, Axen's ancient capital. The early Faimic priests settled there for its abundant rains, which yielded many precious flowers. With the wild sword lily, the great cleaving, they shaped the mountains into their dwelling. Hybridization refined the meaning over time, enabling greater feats of architecture, more elaborate sculpture. At its height, Arrakest became a marvel of engineering that inspired awe from across the continent. Now the seat lies barren, its splendor long eroded by the world-ending rain. After some few valuables had been collected by treasure hunters, Arrakest quickly fell back into irrelevance. Ismay looks over the ragged remains, her face hardened into a scowl. Is this it? I wonder what you expected from my description of the place. You know I wasn't listening to any of that. Of course. This isn't Arrakest proper, at least not as I've seen it. Treasure hunters approached it from the north, nearest home. We've come around the south. Can't imagine why they didn't bother with this side. Marcel Mullen would have liked to. He never found what he believed was Arrakest's greatest secret. Is it the Sovereignty Deluxe, or should I tune out now? Unfortunately. Oh? The ground shudders, then lurches. From behind comes a scraping sound, a tremendous crash, and just as abruptly, all settles again into stillness. When we turn to look, the parked SV is nowhere to be seen, swallowed, I realize, by a massive rift. Clearly no act of nature. Exalted and witness, go forth. Eyes all aglow, Ismay peers over the edge into the depths. There lies Arrakest's legendary subterrane, the holy city beneath a city, prepared for us as if on a platter. Briefly, I consider what he would have given for such a view. How's that for service? Come on. Indeed, our guide has graciously provided a path down along the cliffside, scalable with a good deal of care on my part and very little on Ismay's. She hops down on instinct, apparently having taken her new invincibility as a fish to water. At the deepest point, a great effigy carved upon the wall beckons us into a long, dark tunnel. So, humor me. If we're the first people to find this place, there's going to be treasure in here, right? Surely wealth pales before the promise of godhood, Exalted. It does, but until I get my godhood, why shouldn't I have a little spending money? Maybe you too, if you behave. You're very kind, but I get by. Not that you'd find much luck converting relics into spending money in this day and age. Wait, Ismay, stop. I point out what I've noticed. Set into the floor a few paces ahead, a brightly patterned tile. I can see the faint outline of flowers layered beneath its glassy surface. Not decoration, I'm guessing? An anchor stone. As implied by the name, it's designed to anchor a very elaborate enchantment. I'll spare you the details, but suffice it to say they aren't usually displayed like this except as a deterrent to intruders. You're saying it's going to curse me if I walk on it? It's not out of the question. And what's the worst a curse is going to do? Kill me? Is death the worst punishment you can imagine? You're going to have to try a little harder than that. I'm not saying this to frighten you, Ismay, only to offer my experience. I've treated my share. Jesus. I've treated my share of unlucky grave robbers as it happens. The ones afflicted for only a few hours insisted they'd endured weeks of screaming agony. Sounds fun. To each their own. How'd you cure them? Primarily lavender, my old standby. It means peace, comfort, relief from anguish. Why do you ask? Because you can just do that again. Let's go. Ismay. Ignoring me, she walks across the tile, then waits a moment, then shrugs rather dramatically. Alright. Oh my god, you hate being wrong. You hate it so much. You're gonna cry. On the contrary, I've never been happier to be wrong. Anything that saves us the trouble of... Ugh! Shit, what, are you okay? You may be onto something, Ismay. Maybe I do hate being wrong. You motherfucker! Do 50 push-ups right now! Dude, she's so fucking funny. I love Ismay. I am obsessed, bro. Before I even, like, considered reading through this, I already wanted to do some fan art of Ismay, but she's so fucking funny. I have to draw her. Even absolute obedience only wrenches about 7 out of me. Yet, in truth, as I stepped onto the tile, I did feel something. It's just about to say, what are we getting? Use my fan art. Expect it soon. You know how I love my gestures. And like a rude godling gesture. Oh man, she's everything to me. Not pain, but a strange searching, as though I'd spotted a familiar face, but forgotten the name. Before I could process it, before I could even wonder at it, the sensation had fled. God, I love these fucking backgrounds. Wow. This is a hell of a lot bigger than the last ruin. And hardly a ruin at all, in fact. Ismay, you'll recall the professor whose writing sparked your research for the sovereignty. He theorized that this man was the last to wield it. Oh yeah, and who was he? Sam Sarai, the final king of Aksand. This place is a monument to his rule, or so I gather from the inscription. So you can read it? Oh, not a word of this formal stuff. It may as well be a different language from the Aksendi I know. But the flowers carved into the frame paint a clear enough picture. We often see these 5 associated with royalty, each extolling the monarch's virtues. By this point, I expect Ismay to tire of my explanation and order me to move along. Instead, she stares up at Sarai's image in total silence. I bet this guy was a real piece of work. I wonder what makes you say that. Just a hunch. That's a flower he's got, right? What is it? That is unmistakably a witch gaze. A mark of authority. I wonder, too, if it served as a symbol of his sovereignty. Wait, there's a flower that can give me the sovereignty? Then why are we wasting time with all this? No, I'm only suggesting that it was a visual metaphor here. A clear sign to the people of the time. Okay, what does it do? Pardon? I mean, if you did your magic thing with this flower, what would it do? It's a faulty assumption that every flower necessarily does anything, Ismay. Answer my question. To the best of my knowledge, then. I told you that the early priests settled in Erekest because its climate yielded many vital flowers. The most prized of these was the wild pansy, whose meaning in its purest form is essentially unrequited love. You're shitting me. No. Earnest devotion refused by another. That meaning is the progenitor of the witch gaze. It was refined through cultivation over many years, revealing new complexities, deepening beyond description. The poet chose contempt, shame as a bridle on the defiant. At a time when factions warred for control of Axund, the witch gaze rose to prominence as a tool of conquest. Unification was won not by military might, but the power to grind hearts and minds underfoot. Neat. Where do we get one? Of course. I'm supposed to be winning followers. This sounds like a pretty convenient way to go about it. But I can see you're just dying to tell me all the reasons I can't. Setting aside my hopefully obvious objections for a moment, it would be impossible. The witch gaze is a variety of garden pansy with a very specific, very rare coloration. The royals of Axen bred them with purpose. Obviously, we today do not. Great. So only this one color is any good? Most pansies bear less potent meanings, far closer to the original love spurned. Although if you visited my shop, you'd find the even lesser varieties absent. Which brings me to a second flaw in your scheme, Ismay. I can't read pansies. Bro doesn't know how. What do you mean you can't? It's the nature of my work to invoke emotions in many forms, some more complicated than others. I've attempted to incorporate common pansies into an arrangement before, but their meaning isn't compatible with me. Even at its weakest, it demands a certain mentality which I find disturbing. You're too much of a puss. As always, you have a way with words, but mine seem to have failed me here. Let me put it this way. Have you ever seen warmth in the builder's smile? Excuse me? Supposedly, it's there. As someone who falls more than a bit shy of his vision, I've never been able to verify that myself. To me, it always appeared more like derision, kind of mocking hatred which drove my younger self to dark places. Of course, I don't presume that you share my exact point of view, but when I speak of contempt as wielded by kings against their subjects, that is what I mean. You can be a real buzzkill, you know that? Oh, not at parties. They love me. Ismay's interest mercifully runs dry, allowing us to return to the more pressing matter of her trial. Behind Sarai's image, the path leads us to the heart of his monument. This, well, everything points it to being a coffin, but it's the size of a bus, first of all. Befitting a king, I'd assume. Yeah, second of all, didn't you say he had the sovereignty? I said he might have. And there's a chance this place predated his rise to godhood. Bear in mind, I keep right-clicking. Bear in mind, tombs like these were constructed in the prime of life, to the king's own specifications. Royals liked the idea that this kind of meticulous preparation ensured their comfort in rest. Easy ticket to heaven, but he didn't make it. To heaven, probably not, but rest awaits us all. What's the difference? I'd sooner ask you, Ismay. You almost went. Almost. If there's an afterlife, I didn't get a sneak peek. Ah, well, perhaps it's best left a mystery. The nature of the soul, of life after death, even the greatest minds of Axend barely understood these things. Oh, my voice is getting so rough. Oh, I looked away and I missed fucking interruptible dialogue. How tragic. But the girl boss is telling him to shut up, so it probably didn't matter. Shut up. I don't need the history lesson. Just tell me a ghost isn't about to pop out of this coffin. Who can say? History button, thank you. But on the far continent, as we call it today, there once... Shut up. If Ismay says it's unimportant, I say yes, my lady. Don't give me that. Amazingly, her voice has grown tense. I nearly give in to the temptation to comment before thinking better of it. Really, Ismay, I have no idea. Me when a bad jester tells me what to do! Yeah! But if His Majesty were lingering here, I'm sure he'd have made himself known by now. Why don't we try... What was that? There comes a snap through the air as if a seal has been broken, and the coffin's lid slowly propels itself open. He's making himself known. Hey, man! Oh my. What the hell? Me? Namie? Is it you? It talks? No, you aren't her. Where is Namie? Please excuse us. We didn't mean to disturb you. It's staring. What'd you say? Did you piss it off? Ah. What the hell did you say? Hello. You must have traveled very far. I can speak your language too, if that's easier. My accent's that lousy, huh? Oh. Oh! No! Please forgive me, I didn't mean... No, I'm only joking. Here, we'll start over. My name is Loic. Loic, my lord. I'm honored to meet you. Aren't you going to introduce yourself, Exalted? Fuck no. Fuck no, my lady. No. Allow me. This is Ismay. Don't just give it my name. Ismay, my lady. Great ones, I welcome you both. My name is Tutu. Tutu. I love you, Tutu. You're so tootsie. That's a very charming name. Thank you. Someone... Ugh. Tutu? Oh, I'm sorry. Someone important gave it to me. You were calling for Namie earlier? Yes. Namie is my friend. She left me in this place. It was dangerous, so I couldn't stay with her, but she told me she would come back for me someday. But I wonder how much time has passed. Tutu, this may be hard to hear, so please bear with me. I believe you've been asleep for several hundred years now. Oh. But, Namie did tell me that it might take a very long time. And if I'm awake after so long, that means she's here. She came back for me. But I don't see her. Hey, this is like a prank, right? I'd be astonished. What I can gather from the flowers in her coffin makes it clear. Tutu's friend must have spared no effort to protect her for a very long time. No wonder treasure hunting died if this is the kind of shit there was to find. Is something wrong? Not at all. Don't mind us. I'm afraid we don't know where your friend might be, Tutu, but if we can help you Not a chance. Absolutely no stupid errands. We can't rule out the possibility that this is connected to your trial. Tch. Will you really help me find my friend? We can certainly try. You're so kind. Thank you, my lady and lord. Oh, yes, formalities. We don't need to be on a first-name basis with a lizard. Thank you, my lady and Loic. Maybe your friend's gone ahead of us. At this, I point out the stone door on the far wall. It seems to open vertically, and it's clearly every bit as heavy as it looks. I wonder, do you know of any mechanism for opening that door? Door. Yes or no? I'm so sorry. I barely know anything.
But I don't think that door is supposed to open.
So we're definitely about to open it.
So we are. Would you be kind enough to part with the sword of Ericest you're holding, Tutu? Is that what this is? I don't know where it came from.
I suspect it was left with you for a reason. You are aware of its meanings? I keep setting my finger down on the fucking right click too heavy. This is a habit I have whenever I'm using the computer. I get like too chilled out. I'm just like straight coolin'. I do this a lot when I'm drawing, where I'll have my finger hovering over my undo key, and I get too like in the zone, and I let my finger rest like way too heavy, and I end up like undoing like 5 minutes of work. Happens with my mouse too. Such as my burden.
Oh, you're a sage! Like Nami, you know the great mystery.
I study it, yes, though I'm hardly a sage. We'll see what I can wring out.
May I?
Tutu hands over the flowers with excitement. Much like her, they seem to have emerged from slumber as remarkably full of life as some centuries ago. The very ideal of a sword of Ericest, at least in my eyes. I've never held one, but I know other children of its wild ancestor, facets of that primal cleaving, revealed by the modern gladiolus in its many varieties. I can press any button. I dwell on its shape, tracing along its stems a winding fissure. The memory of Earth splitting apart springs immediately to my mind, yet its form begins to waver. Each branching crack becomes a delicate spiral, an arch inscribed with prayer, a figure swathed in marble, a condescending smile. All of these etched upon a pillar great enough to blot out the sun. What can I do with this? Whose works may compare to yours? Not mine. I have no mind for sculpture, yet you give me a chisel. So be it. See what I create.
Oh! My lord, you're amazing! You're really amazing!
Ah, thank you, but I'm sure your friend would put me to shame. Alright, shall we?
I don't remember everything from before I went to sleep, but I know it's dangerous down there.
We're prepared for a little danger, Tutu. Would you rather wait for us here?
No, I'll be brave.
That's the spirit. Let's go. To be honest, I think we'll do at least a little bit of this Ismay section, and then we'll wrap up. My throat's getting a little sore. It's been a while since I've done such like an extended reading stream or any kind of like heavy voice work. So I'm a little out of shape. At least I haven't had to do many gruff voices. But let's see what Ismay has to say before we say goodnight. I have been doing a lot of voices. It's fun though. I really do like voice acting. I think that's what initially sparked my passion for D&D before I got into like DMing myself and world building is I like doing character voices. There's something so satisfying about shaping my own words into the words of someone else. It's nice. Anyways, to be honest, I was kind of expecting him to just open the door. He breezes past the shattered wall, smiling at Tutu, then at me. A polite little after you flourish for us both. But for 1 second, I saw a feeling on his face I could actually put a name to. Past the wreckage, a rough staircase leads down into the darkness. This has to be it, the site of whatever trial the voice has planned. I have to believe that, or I'm going to go insane watching this gigantic baby lizard tiptoe down one step at a time, coached along by her new mommy. In places where the walls aren't broken up by tree roots, there are paintings, little figures in various poses, dancing past Tutu as she stumbles her way down. Loic glances at one before he speaks. Forgive me this, Tutu, but I have to say, I've never met anyone quite like you before. It's okay. I know animals don't talk. It's wrong. What? Unusual, certainly, but wrong? Humans are great beings. Their language is powerful. I don't think it was meant to have it. Or I don't think I was meant to have it. Sometimes I can feel it. It's wrong. Oh, but really, we weren't meant to have language either. Faim broke divine law by granting it to humans, or so the story goes. I can't imagine it's any more wrong for you than it was for us. Now that you mention it, I think Nami said something like that. Then Nami had the right outlook. I think it's a wonderful thing. Come on, it's a little freaky. I wouldn't... It's freaky. Admit it. It's freaky, as are many wonderful things in this world. But we've strayed from what I wanted to ask. If you don't mind, Tutu. How did you learn to speak? I didn't learn. It was a gift from the great king. Truly? And how did he grant such a gift? I can't remember. I'm sorry. No, that's all right. I'm only surprised. What an incredible feat for a mortal king. Wouldn't you agree, Ismay? Yeah, incredible. This guy had the sovereignty and he blew it on making an animal talk. Was he 5? Tutu? She stopped a few steps behind, staring up at a spot on the wall. The dancing figures gather around one much larger. Actually, looking at it now, I realize this ringleader is the only human. Hang on. These are all animals. There are more of you? I think so. I'm sorry. I wish I could remember everything. Maybe I can help? This mural reminds me of a story I've heard. Really? Oh god, we don't have time for this. No. I'm putting my foot down. No more stories. My apologies, Tutu. Sounds like I've exceeded my story allowance for today. Oh my god. 2 minutes, that's it. You're good. Yzma's gonna make Tutu cry, man. Come on. Be nice. More than enough. I'll tell the abridged version. Yay! There was once a priest who sat in the gardens and sang praises to Faim. His voice was so beautiful that it would draw the animals near in wonder. Seriously? A chimera heard the priest's songs from within its cave. Filled with spite, it thought to silence him forever. One day, a strange song drifted from the cave and captivated the priest's heart. He wandered helplessly into the chimera's den, where he was slain. The animals who so loved the priest gathered where his body lay and began to sing in his memory. This heartfelt song revived their fallen friend, who sang together with them for years to come. The end. Was that so terrible? No, I laughed, I cried, still not convinced this has anything to do with my trial. Oh, I don't know. Consider that you yourself were raised from death by an earnest plea, Exalted. You didn't sing. My mistake. Clearly no connection whatsoever. Truth is weathered down by ages into stories like this, Yzme. Eventually, even the truth of our journey together. A priest, a chimera. History might remember you and I very differently someday. History will remember what I wanted to remember. And my first act as sovereign will be wiping your cute little singing animal story from the books. Noted. And what did you think of it, Tutu? The story was for you, after all. But Tutu doesn't look right. No. Tutu? She clutches her head, panicking, then focuses on me. Despite everything, I was starting to accept her as intelligent. But the thing glaring at me now is pure animal. I jump back before her jaws snap shut. She snags my sleeve with her teeth, tearing until the fabric starts to give. Shit! What's your problem? Tutu! Loic flinches at her bared teeth and studies his voice. Tutu, easy. It's us. We're not going to hurt you. It's wrong. All wrong. She pushes out each word between growls. Loic puts a hand on her arm. Listen to me, Tutu. Again, that softness on the air. Stay with us. Stay with us. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's okay, Tutu. Everyone's alright. Speak for yourself. Outfit swap? Are you going to explain what the hell that was about? Hello, ma'am. Can I help you? We saw you from across the ruined temple and liked your vibes. Would you like to be our jester? Hello? Hello. I'm sorry, but I don't think we've met. It's Ismay. Huh? You ruined my outfit. Of course I had to change. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened to me. I heard his voice and I felt so wrong. Whose voice? He came from far away, from a place where people sang, and he would sing in the gardens like your story. We sang for him, to make him happy. But then, something terrible came. I'm scared. You're safe with us, Tutu. I promise you that. You'll be brave, won't you? I will. Oh! I'm going to throw up if these two keep doing whatever they're doing. Bro, I'm gonna hurl. Banging my fucking fists on the floor and crying and screaming. Oh my god. The real heart of this place is just ahead. I can almost taste it. And I think that would be a good line to wrap up on. Did that work? Yeah, we're good. We're good. All right. The first signs of godhood, entry into the second trial, a new friend, and many more mysteries yet to be answered. Fucking just brilliant work so far. I am amazed. I've heard I've like seen and heard people talking up this VN for a good while now, and it really is. It's worth the hype. It's so fucking good. Oh man. The fucking dynamic of Loic and Ismay is like so charming. Like I really enjoyed it at first before they were like bound together, but now that Loic is like Ismay's little manservant, it's just so much better. And he plays it so cool too. And fucking there's lesbians. There's lesbians in this. Did you hear? Did you know? Um and what else? What else? What else? I really hope this story has a happy ending for Loic's daughter. She's such a ray of sunshine to him. Like the way his flashbacks are written, it's just it hurts to know that she's in this like deep slumber. I hope he finds that flower. I really do. Oh man. Stories. Stories and tales. Laughter and tears and all of it and oh. Ismay, my daughter is so sleepy tired. Can you please help me find a flower that'll make her a cup of coffee? I'm begging you. Do a little dance for me and I might consider it. Oh man. Great stuff. But I must rest my voice. So that will be where we wrap up for now. Thank you all for joining in. This has been lovely. More Soul of Sovereignty to come soon. I'm just hooked and I wanna see this through. Yes, of course. Bro, well, while I got you here, we gotta hang out. I've been saying this forever. I've been saying this for millennia. We gotta like do something next week. If you're available. I'm around like most evenings since I go to work like late. No, bro, you need money to live. But yeah, I'll message you about details and we can figure out what we want to do if you're around next week. I miss my bro. Woohoo! Yes. Play world. All right. Well, that'll do it for tonight, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed the stream. And I will see you again soon. Maybe. Well, I'm busy tomorrow. I might be able to fit in another stream Saturday before work, but if not, expect to see me on Monday. And until then, I hope everyone has a pleasant night, and I hope the rest of your weeks go well. And I'll catch you later. Good night, everyone, and rest well. Bye bye.